Welcome back to the Transform Your Mind, Transform Your Life, the podcast. You're listening to 5 Minute Fridays with Coach Myrna. Today, I want to talk on the topic, your mind is like a sharp knife. You can't hold it by the blade. I am sure that you guys have, worked with a sharp knife. The other day I was cutting something and I had some brand new knives and it slipped and just a little touch, it just sliced my finger. So yes, when you have a sharp knife, you have to handle it correctly. But the amazing thing is that your brain, your mind is just like a sharp knife. You can't hold it by the blade. You've got to know how to handle it. So, one of the things I want to talk to you guys about today is how to handle your mind like a sharp knife, and some of the ways that you can abuse it by handling it by the blade. It's just a metaphor, right? But at first glance, that metaphor might seem perplexing, but it encapsulates a profound truth about the human mind and its potential. And just as a sharp knife can be a powerful tool when used correctly and a dangerous object when mishandled, our minds can either be our greatest ally or our worst enemy, depending on how you use it. So at first, I want to tell you or, highlight the power of a sharp mind. Just as a sharp knife is invaluable in the kitchen, it can slice through ingredients with precision and ease, making the cooking process efficient and enjoyable. Similarly, a sharp mind is a tool of immense power. It allows us to solve problems, think critically, create innovative solutions, and navigate the complexities of life with agility. A well-honed mind can improve your decision-making. With a clear and focused mind, decisions are made based on logic and reason rather than impulse or emotion. A sharp mind is also great for enhanced learning. A sharp mind absorbs information quickly and retains knowledge efficiently, leading to continuous personal and professional growth. Yes, a sharp mind also fosters creativity. A mind that is sharp and clear can think outside of the box, leading to innovative ideas and creative breakthroughs. A sharp mind also promotes emotional stability. It is not easily swayed by external circumstances, maintaining a sense of balance and composure. So these are all the great things that a sharp mind can do. But we started talking about holding a knife by the blade, So let's talk about ways that you can mishandle your mind, which is like holding it by the blade, right? So the qualities that make a knife effective also make it dangerous if mishandled. Holding a sharp knife by its blade leads to cuts and injuries. Similarly, mishandling your mind can lead to self-destructive thoughts, anxiety, and mental stress. So here are some of the ways your mind can become dangerous if mishandled. Overthinking. When the mind becomes relentless whirlpool of thoughts, it can lead to stress, anxiety, and an ability to act decisively. You get a lot of negative self-talk. A sharp mind turned inward with negativity can cut deeply, leading to issues like low self-esteem and depression. On the other side is perfectionism, the type A personalities. That's never really good, That is mishandling your mind, thinking that you always have to be perfect and being overly critical. You set yourself up with unrealistic standards that you could never really achieve without making yourself crazy, leading to chronic dissatisfaction and burnout. Obsessive control is another one. Trying to control every aspect of your life through constant mental vigilance can lead to exhaustion and frustration. So, how do we learn to use our mind properly? How do we harness the power of the mind without falling into the traps that it can create? Consider these strategies. One of the best and top strategies is mindfulness and meditation. I do a meditation when they said, your thoughts don't control you. They just emit from you. Don't let them control you. Think of them, your thoughts, as colorful balloons and let them float away. But guess what? A lot of us, 99% of us, do not manage our thoughts and our mind like that. We let our thoughts control us. We're thinking of something and we're getting all upset and we're getting warm and we're getting angry and we're sitting in our bed. It's not in front of us, but your thoughts can take you places, which is why being mindful of your breath, being mindful of, I do a meditation that says you're mindful of the blood that's beating through your veins. How many of us pay attention to that? How many of us pay attention to our heartbeat and, our blood that's, beating through our veins? None of us. We just take these things for granted. So mindfulness and meditation is one of the ways to step back and not be controlled by your thoughts. You control them. And if they're still coming up, you learn to let them go. These practices train your mind to focus on the present moment, reducing overthinking and fostering a sense of peace. Positive thinking is another way that you can sharpen your mind. Cultivate positive self-talk, which is very, very hard to do because most self-talk is negative, and a constructive outlook. Challenge negative thoughts and replace them with positive affirmations. One of the ways that you challenge your thoughts is saying, is it true? How do you know that it's true? Learn to do that. Byron Katie made these affirmations and these statements very popular. And now we're hearing a lot of coaches and thought leaders with them. Challenge it. Is it true? And you might say, yes, it's true. But then you push back. How do you know it's true? And you normally don't. You're making an assumption. Your imagination is running wild with you. So challenge your negative thoughts and replace them with positive affirmations. I know a lot of you might not think affirmations work, but you know what? You do it until your mind believes it. That's what you do. Now, this doesn't mean you ignore the problem, but you approach the problem, if there is a problem that wasn't created in your mind, with a solution-oriented mindset. Another way to control or sharpen your mind is setting realistic goals. I talked about the perfectionism or the perfectionist that sets goals that are very hard to reach, right? So if you set realistic goals and you cross off, you do a check, once you hit a milestone, that allows you to control the narrative, right? So set achievable goals and recognize your progress, like make check marks as you go along. Perfection is an illusion. Aim for progress and growth instead. Celebrate small victories and learn from setbacks without harsh criticism. One of the things that I, is one of the things that I work towards and believe is that happiness is working towards a goal. You don't even have to get there, but once you are working towards a goal, it's the definition of what happiness is, right? So keep working towards it. Keep sharpening that knife, right? Balancing rationality and emotion. A sharp mind balances logic and emotion. Acknowledge your emotions and use them as data points in your decision-making process. Don't let your emotions dictate your actions, but don't ignore them either, So That's one of the things, your emotions and your feelings, you've got to work them because they're opposite of each other. Right. Regular mental exercise. Just as a knife need regular sharpening, your mind need regular exercise. Engage in activities that challenge your intellect, such as reading, puzzles, and learning new skills. Mental stimulation keeps your mind sharp and agile. I do a lot of reading, but that's, one of the only ways I try to sharpen my mind. But, a long time ago, I made the point of starting piano lessons and maybe learning a new language and doing anything that allows you to create new neutral pathways in your brain, because that's how you sharpen your brain. Puzzles, Sudoku, those type of things allows your brain to work. But hey, if you don't do any of those things, at least read books, learn something. So in conclusion, I want to, reiterate the topic that we're talking about today, that your mind is like a sharp knife, and it is a powerful tool when used correctly. It can cut through the difficulties of life with precision and efficiency. However, mishandling it can lead to self-inflicted wounds. By practicing mindfulness, fostering positive thinking, setting realistic goals, balancing rationality and emotion, and regularly exercising your mind, you can ensure that your mental sharpness serves you well rather than becoming a source of harm. Remember, you can't hold a sharp knife by the blade, but you can wield it expertly by the handle. Treat your mind with the same respect and care, and it will be your greatest asset in navigating life challenges. So yes, this show is called Transform Your Mind. So everything that I teach you guys, it is to transform your mind. Renew your mind, transform your mind, pay attention to your thoughts, because guess what? You are creating with every thought. That's another session. But today, I just want to leave you with the thought and the awareness that your mind is like a sharp knife. Do not abuse it. Do not hold it by the blade, else it can cut you, and it can cut you deeply. All right. So thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of 5 Minute Fridays with Coach Myrna. Until next time, namaste.